This is my Pelican Catch 110 with a linear actuator for steering and tilt. I have my battery box, 2 wires feeding the control box. I have a camera mount and an L bracket on my control box going to the seat. Pretty sturdy. It's my control box. Left, right, speed control, forward and reverse, up and down on the tilt, and a waterproof box where I can get in here, check things out if I need to. My fuse panel, terminal strip, pulse width modulator, relay for up and down. I'm using a heavy duty trailer extension to hook in. Has 2 10-gauge wires running a trolling motor, a 12-gauge wire not being used, and the other 4, let me get this situated, plug it back in. That's the lock. Lock it in. That wire goes back to the trolling motor. My setup here. Drop it back to the stop and pull it back to stop where it's totally out of the way. Lock it down for transport. Drop it back down. Here's the tilt. And left turn. Right turn. This bracket that holds the linear actuator, these are both 6-inch actuators. It's 15 inches long, a bend here at about 3.5 inches, and the slots here to mount. The slots here to mount. This is just a cheap Amazon motorcycle handlebar riser, inch and 1/8 ID for the tube. Tapped out 5/16 24 here. From here to the center of the bolt for the steering ratio to where the limiters hit without going past center on the either stroke in or out. It's 3 3/8 inches back to here. It's just an off-the-shelf L bracket cut down here. Got some off of the end. This plastic piece here is 4 inches wide by 2 inches by 1 7/8 inches tall with a 1 7/8 bore. I think the bolt holes are spaced at 3.5 all the way through to mount this bracket to. Bolt all the way through, and then bolt has to be tall enough to go above here to bolt this one for the bracket that holds the linear actuator. And then the rear one, this bar here is 10 inches long, mount here and here, and then the 2 bolts there. Everything's based upon here. It'll all come off as one unit once I unplug it. Using rod ends on here and here. 5/16 24. Seems to work out all right. I have a small bracket under here just for support so the linear actuator don't drop down with from the pivot from this pivot here, just a support bolted in behind the 10-inch bracket by a 1/4 inch thick, and the front mount's a 1/4 inch thick as well. This is 2 inches wide. I should have maybe went to about 1 3/4 and I wouldn't have had to cut it out. But yeah, all the speed control up on the box. It's right here. And then left. Right. And then for transport, just bring it up here and lock it down right there. I looked at many different versions on YouTube, and this is what I came up with. Thanks.